You know what? With all things considered, this was a pretty good game. Like, sure, the result may not be one that you wanted to see out of the Vancouver Canucks as they lose 4-3 in regulation to the New York Rangers, but at the same time, this might be the perfect result. A regulation loss, no points on the night. The Vancouver Canucks are increasing their Connor Bedard draft lottery odds with this performance here, and despite all that, you saw yourselves what was a very competitive, high-pace, high-intensity sort of game that the Canucks really had to match the Rangers' energy in. I say that mostly because a lot of these plays wherein the Rangers were able to score and some of the opportunities the Rangers had where they didn't score, they were pretty good. And a lot of this back-and-forth style hockey that we saw for a good chunk of this game, several chunks of this game actually, really provided some good entertainment for a Canucks fan just looking for something to watch on a Wednesday evening. So, let's talk about this game here. The Canucks, as we had said, lost 4-3 to the Rangers in regulation, and you had yourselves a few stars that really made themselves known in this performance. The big one I wanted to focus on right away was K'Andre Miller, who gets 3 assists on the night and is just an absolute playmaking, puck-driving beast the entire night. Obviously, the assists speak for themselves, but there was another opportunity that K'Andre Miller had to set up Kaapo Kakko on the back post with a beautiful cross-crease pass. It's unfortunate that Kakko ended up healing the shot, making it go wide, but if it was just a proper shot on that, that would have been a guaranteed goal. Martin was way out of position because the pass was so long range, and just the skating and the mobility, the puck carrying that K'Andre Miller displayed in this game, you could definitely tell he is one of the bright spots heading into the next few years of NHL defensemen. But aside from that, there are a few other things that made themselves known in this game in particular, starting out with the first goal of the game. It comes about 7 minutes into the first period, and it's Vincent Trocheck who's coming down the wing, a clean 2-on-1. He fakes the shot, and instead goes cross-crease backdoor tap-in for Chris Kreider. Kreider scored a whole bunch of tap-in goals on empty nets the past little while here, and he gets another one here. Spencer Martin is playing the shot, the pass goes right through the middle, and Kreider has an open net to shoot at. 1-0 New York, but it doesn't stay that way for long, as Filip Chytil just 2 minutes later drags and shoots a backhander right by both Tyler Myers and Spencer Martin. It's a beautiful play where there was a Ranger down low who fed it out to the goal line where Chytil was, and that's where he's able to execute the amazing backhand toe drag around those two Canucks and putting it in the back of the net. It only takes a few minutes for things to become 2-0, and that's ultimately where things start to feel more doomy and gloomy, because the Canucks had themselves some good pace to start out the game, but they're down by 2 to show for it. However, that is not all that we see in the first period, as just a few minutes later, it's Quinn Hughes, who pretty much does it all himself. A one-man breakout machine, one-man zone entry machine, one-man possession machine in the offensive zone, as he kind of just takes the puck from his own end into the offensive end, holds onto it a little bit, and finds the cutting Garland, who's streaking in on the right side. He takes the pass, cuts right in on goal, shoots it far side across the body, and snipes it by Igor. 2-1 as the period comes to an end from a beautiful Quinn Hughes-assisted Conor Garland goal. The second period gets underway, and we see more of that great pace to kick off the second, but a long drive in front ultimately bounces off of 2 Canucks and off of Lafreniere in front. It's Martin way out of position as the puck was coming from the point. It's a very awkward bounce, honestly a lucky goal. The Rangers make it 3-1. Lafreniere is the guy who gets the goal on the score sheet because it bounced off of him last, but ultimately it's a pretty unlucky bounce for Vancouver 7 minutes into the second period that gives the Rangers the 3-1 lead. At this point, you started seeing more Rangers pressure and some beautiful opportunities where Spencer Martin is down and out, the puck is loose out in front, but the Rangers are not able to convert. A few minutes after that, though, the Vancouver Canucks get back on the board, and it's a beautiful play by one JT Miller, who is in the corner of the Rangers zone. Instead of making the safe play and tossing it back down low or tossing it back to the point man, Miller, no look, backhands it right through the middle by everybody, and it finds Vasili Podkolzin streaking in down the right wing, and he snipes it far side off the post and in, low blocker on Igor. 3-2 is the score here, and Podkolzin, back up from the AHL, scores his first goal in like 20 Canuck games or something like that. It's been a while since Podkolzin has actually got on the score sheet, and it's very good to see him getting his confidence back, taking those shots, and putting the puck in the back of the net. Things get a little bit interesting afterwards, though, as Luke Schenn ends up going off for interference, and you could definitely see that he's visibly shaken up by the hit. You had Quinn Hughes, who took a puck to the nose, and he was bleeding because of it. They had to take him out of the game, fix him up, bring him back into the game with the full visor helmet that he had gotten on there. The bridge of Quinn's nose was bloodied for the rest of the game, and towards the end of the third period, you started seeing Quinn's nostrils end up leaking blood as well. He was definitely not 100% after that puck to the face, but they said in the broadcast that all the maintenance that you do for something like that doesn't occur until after the game, so hopefully by this time, right now, Quinn Hughes is getting treated properly, but either way, the second period comes to an end, and the Canucks are down by 1 to kick off the third. Schenn is back, Quinn had left up and gotten patched up, but the period has such a high pace to it that 5 minutes go by and there isn't any whistles. There also was a collision between Vincent Trocheck and Chris Kreider, wherein Kreider appeared to be very visibly shaken up because of it. And luckily for him, he was able to stay in the game. He didn't have to leave. He just kind of worked it out a little bit as the commercial break came and went. But despite the pace, despite the entertainment, the Rangers end up getting the next goal, making it 4-2, as a Jacob Trouba long wrist shot goes right in. It's tipped downwards by Mika Zibanejad. I think it nicked the ice and then it bounced up a little bit afterwards, so Zibanejad with a very nice tip. I'm actually not too sure if it was definitively Zibanejad. They were saying it was in the broadcast, but there was a number of bodies in front of Spencer Martin, and Trouba just gets the wrist shot to go in off of somebody, and in. 4-2 is the score at this point, but 11 seconds afterwards, the Vancouver Canucks get things within one again. It's a long drive-in from the Canucks blue line, wherein the puck bounces off the end boards, off the side of the net, and Igor Shesterkin is looking like he's going to maybe try to swat it away, because Elias Pettersson is the first one to it, and he bangs on the puck. It goes right by Igor. It's 3 goals here for Vancouver. They're within 1, and the Rangers are furious. Gerard Gallant is yelling his head off. Igor is talking to the refs. They said, hey, it should have been icing. What in the world is going on here? But nah. No challenge, no nothing, it's just a goal that counts because Elias Pettersson would have been first to the puck anyway, and besides, Igor Shesterkin was going to swat it away, so there's no icing to be called on that. Right call is made, the Canucks are within 1, and unfortunately the Canucks are not able to get it done. There's a lot of entertainment afterwards. Mika Zibanejad had the puck on a 2-on-1 where he almost dragged it through his legs and went backhand up top shelf. That went wide though. The Canucks, with the empty net, end up taking a penalty. It's Brock Besser to the box with a few minutes to go. He trips up Chytil, who's walking in on the empty net. I'm kind of surprised they didn't call an automatic goal there, but I guess it is what it is. The Canucks end up unable to score anything else afterwards. It's a 4-3 hockey game. The Rangers take the win, although the Canucks did battle back hard, I will say that. It was nice to see the effort. It was nice to see Petey get on the board, nice to see Podkolzin get on the board, and of course, it was great to see those 2 points getting handed out to New York, because it means the Canucks gain an edge in the Bedard race. The Canucks have the Islanders tomorrow, so you'll see Bo Horvat suiting up against his former team. I can't wait for him to go all Tyler Toffoli on the Canucks and then just score like a hat trick or something, because you know that's for sure going to happen. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks and the Rangers from tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.